Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Aspire Sports Show. I'm Tyler, along with my co-host here. We'll be kind of recapping the games from earlier today and talking about the games tonight. So, if you have any questions or anything for tonight's game, and there's also we still have what four more football games left still. So it's kind of a weird situation because you might still have players that you're trying to like debate on starting tonight, Tuesday night, Monday night, whatever the case may be. So go ahead and ask any. But let's go ahead and get into it. Really, player name wise, there wasn't really anybody really that got hurt. Like Frank Gore really had a concussion. Really, I think it was like one of the first plays of the game and was ruled out. Other than that, I don't really think anybody else was really hurt, right? Can you guys think?
Lockett went out for a little bit, right?
Yeah, he
I
came
think
back.
he came
AJ
back. Yeah.
Brown, he's
Yeah,
fine,
he's
but
fine though. Yeah.
it's definitely something I think he grabbed his like shin, high ankle shin area, so it could be something that may worsen and maybe not see him, or maybe they'll rest him and he'll be all right. But something to keep an eye on.
I feel like he'll be okay. We do have a question here. Play Tannehill in all leagues. I have Herbert, except their big money league now only up 2.8. Have Juju. I have a choice of Mossert, McLaurin, Johnson. I'd go Raheem Mostert. Yes. And so let's go ahead and talk about some of the. Well, I'm going to list off some players here. Some big name. I want to turn this off. I don't like it. That's better. Okay, so some of the big performances. We have Derek Carr, 32 points, 381 yards, 3 tutties. Big tutty at the end of the game to win against the Jets. We have Baker Mayfield was really good today as well, 334 yards, 4 touchdowns. Tannehill, 389 yards, 3 tutties, 28 points. Matthew Stafford had a good game as well, 400 yards, 3 touchdowns, 27 points. Darren Waller was a beast this week. I think he was the highest scoring player of the entire slate so far. 13 receptions, 200 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Corey Davis, we were very high on Corey Davis this week, so we did hit that one. 11 catches, 182 yards, 1 touchdown, 29 points. We're also high on David Montgomery. 17 rushes, 72 yards, 2 touchdowns, 4 for 39 receiving, 25 points. Justin Jefferson, he just keeps producing. The man, the myth, the legend. He's going to be good for such a long time in this league. 9 catches, 121 yards, 1 touchdown. Marvin Jones. Oh, man, I definitely missed that one. I did not think Marvin Jones was going to have a good week. I mean, against Houston last week, he didn't perform. And this week, 8 catches, 116 yards, and 1 touchdown. And then the Patriots defense. If you had them, man, you had a day today. They might have even finished. I don't know how many points they actually finished with. Last I saw was 31 points. They may have even had more than that. So, man, what a great day from the Patriots defense if you had them. He responded at 105. It's PPR. Okay. Yeah. Oh, it's PPR league. I'd probably still go Mostert. Or would you guys go Johnson or McLaurin? Who would you guys go?
Mostert.
Hello, wondering if I should trade Chubb and Aaron Jones by low on Henry and Eckler. I wouldn't personally. I think that Chubb and Aaron Jones have a really. I know Henry has a really good schedule as well coming up. Is it a PPR league or is this like standard scoring? Let me know. Let me know. So yeah, some big performances, but let's talk about some of the games. New York Giants versus Seattle. So are the Giants a decent team here, or do you think Seattle's overrated? And I want to answer this question real quick. Let me see. So it's PPR league. So would you trade Chubb and Aaron Jones for Henry and Eckler in PPR?
No.
I don't think I would either. I think I would keep Chubb and Aaron Jones. But once again, I mean, not always correct. That's just what we feel like. If you like the trade, hey, go for it. Totally up to you. Me personally, I'd rather have Chubb and Aaron Jones. They have a really, really good playoff schedule coming up. So I would just rather keep them. So does Henry, though. He has a really good playoff schedule as well. But I would keep the guys. If you want to go with it, go for it. But it's up to you. So let's talk about it real quick. New York Giants, Seattle. Is Seattle overrated, or are the New York Giants? Are they pretty good?
Their secondary, James Bradbury is really good. We'll give
I think
that.
they just did really well defensively. Yeah,
Yeah.
they had a really good game plan for slowing Russell Wilson down, kind of confusing him. Like Russell Wilson just he like he I got to go back and watch the film, but some of the passes that they're showing, like there were some guys open sometimes, and I feel like he was just kind of keyed on DK Metcalf sometimes. Like he kind of was like tunnel vision for him, and he wasn't looking through his progressions. It kind of looked at times. I got to watch the film that he was just like zoned in. So
Isn't
I
that
don't.
kind
I
of
don't know.
what he's like relied on all year though? Is just chucking it to DK Metcalf. That's kind of been their game plan without Chris Carson too, where they've just been like shoddy run game. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting.
Well, and that's another thing too is that at one point Chris Carson, it was at the start of the second half, he was averaging 6.2 yards per carry. So like, why weren't they going? Why weren't they running the ball? Like they got a little pass happy there instead of just trying to run the ball a little bit. Like I'm not saying you got to just smash the football, but Chris Carson was playing pretty well. So I don't know.
Speaking of smash, make sure you smash that like button and also subscribe if you haven't already.
A couple things on this. So I got an update here. Pete Carroll came out and said after the game that Carson's not 100% and they're trying to work him through it. So a little bit different than what we kind of thought and what they portrayed where there with the Seahawks. But we've been talking about it for a while now. Like I remember talking about this back in like week 6, week 7, that the Seahawks were able to do what they were doing at the beginning of the year. And Russell Wilson looked so good because they had such good matchups in the passing game. And like I remember like he had a great game against the Cowboys and some of those really bad secondaries where he was just putting up crazy numbers. And we were kind of like saying at that point, like, guys, this isn't going to sustain. Like this is like the cap of what it is. And I remember we talked about selling high on Lockett. I don't think we ever said sell high on DK just because like how good he's looked. I know at one point you said it because his route running isn't as well, but it's the Seahawks. The last probably 3 or 4 weeks, or at least 3 of the past 4 weeks, Russell Wilson just has not looked as good as he looked anywhere near as good as he looked.
I mean, and I was saying that a lot too because people were projecting him to have over. I mean, Tyler and I were just talking about it, have over 50 touchdowns, 5,000 yards, all this shit. The 2 1,000-yard passers, which I don't know. I don't. Where's Lockett even at? I don't know where if Lockett's even close to that at this point. But like, and I just was like, no way. This is not sustainable. The second half of their schedule is mostly divisional, so it's just it didn't really make any sense to me. So I agree. But we do have a few questions in the chat. Derek, did you answer? Should I
I'll
worry
get.
about Herbert or Derrick Henry?
Yeah, I'll run through these real quick. Herbert or Henry? No, don't worry about him. It would that Cleveland game made no sense. Cleveland scored 38 points in the first half, so they just couldn't run the ball. Like, don't worry about Derrick Henry; he'll be fine. Herbert, we kind of talked about this. We did not like Herbert today. Well, I didn't for sure. I don't. I can't speak for everybody. I know that I didn't like Herbert. It's a tough matchup. Bill Belichick is just history is on his side. He's crushed rookie quarterbacks. He'll be fine. How are you guys? I'm 40 points, only have Mostert left. Juju, he has Kelsey left. My week is that's not too good. But hey, Mostert could go outside, could go and have himself a day. Juju maybe scores a couple touchdowns for you. It doesn't look good, but it's not over until it's over. Okay.
Dude, MP, you balled out. 152 points. He still has another player left. Dude,
Well, that's what's up.
that's what happens when you watch the Aspiring Sports Show, everybody.
But I did think MP said he needed that one team to win, and they weren't answering their phone. So maybe that team won. Why is Russell Wilson such trash now? I wouldn't say it's. I have to watch the film from this game. I can't say I can't. I did watch the game, but like you just get to see parts of the. You don't get to see like the whole game itself. So I have to go and actually
and
break
let's
down
be
the
real,
film.
he's been his whole team this entire season,
Yeah,
anyways.
I mean, and I'm going to say this. Everybody loves DK Metcalf, and I've said this. DK Metcalf runs like he doesn't run all the routes in the route tree. That's like he's still a very young wide receiver. He's still learning the ropes. Had a very tough matchup against one of the best cover corners in the league this week. And Russell Wilson, to be completely honest, he just kind of looked. Like there were some times where he just needed to check it down. He looks like he's just trying to get the big ball going, like these deep shots too much. Like he needs to just kind of check it down, live to fight, like instead of 3rd and 10 work with second at like 3rd and 5 or something. But it just looks like he's staring down DK at times and not really going through the progressions. I have to go back and watch the film a little bit, but he just, I don't know, I have to. Well, we'll see. He's fine though. Like I wouldn't worry too much.
Yeah.
This was a tough matchup. The Giants defense is actually pretty good. Like their offense just isn't that good, but their defense is pretty good. Thanks, fellas, for the guidance last few weeks. Strong, ready for the playoffs. Let's go. Playoff time. We'll be here We'll help you guys through the playoffs.
Ryan, can you explain why Carson Wentz is the worst QB in the league?
Um,
Uh,
I don't know. He's probably close to the worst, but he's just playing like scared. Like I want, like it's been this however many weeks in a row now where he just looks like in the pocket. He's just waiting to get sacked at this point. Like, no, I mean the offensive line has been playing poorly, but he's just like waiting for the pocket to collapse and just looking to see. It looks like he's waiting to see who he's getting sacked from at some
wasn't
point.
it? It was a
Like,
3rd and 17 or something. Wasn't that the one I saw? It was maybe 3rd and 17 or something, and he just sat there, and then he literally
Yeah.
like went into the guy, was like going to absorb the contact so he could get out, and I was like, dude, what the
right.
hell are you doing?
That's what was nice when Jalen Hurts came in. Like he
He's
took
mobile.
if they were falling apart, he like went through this, like he went through his progressions, and if it was falling apart, then he just took the seam in between the blocks and just went like, and he had, I don't even know how many rushing yards he ended up with, but it was like 40 or 50 rushing yards, and he picked up 2 of his first like 3 plays was rushing for a first down. Like if as bad as the offense has been, and we talked about it with the Bears as well, as bad as the offensive line has been, the best thing that you can do is have a mobile quarterback out there. And Carson's went, I don't know if it's because he's afraid after an injury or what it's been, but he's not utilizing his legs like he used to. So that's what was nice when Jalen Hurts came in, is when the pocket was falling apart, Jalen Hurts is ready to use his legs, and it was worked because the Eagles honestly looked like they were mounting a comeback for a little bit.
Good question by Carlson in the chat. Lamar or Herbert in Week 14?
I looked at it. Herbert plays the Falcons. Give roll. Herbert had a terrible week, but he's going to bounce back.
I think it's
He'll be
because
fine.
exactly what happened is they took Keenan Allen out of the game all day.
Yeah.
And if you don't have Keenan Allen, you're screwed. All right, let's
the
catch
Falcons
up
won't be able to do
here.
that.
I'm confused about the consolation ladder. Does that mean I still get a shot at playoffs?
It's not like you won't be able to finish first place or anything, but you'll be able to finish like higher.
Yeah. Like we
you
talked
just-
about, like if you're in a league that has punishments, basically you're fighting not to be one that's punished.
Other than that, you're not. Just basically your own satisfaction of not
Right.
finishing last
Ebron
place.
or Fant PPR?
I go Fant.
Okay.
Right now, I'm gonna say why real quick. The
Well, it's
Denver's
Kirsty, so
underdog of well, I'll say this: Denver's underdogs by 13. What is it? 13 or 12 points now? It might be 12. So Denver's going to have to be passing the ball a lot, so their pass attack should be decent today just because of volume.
Drew Lock is fine and active, right? Or is he even
Yeah.
playing? Yeah, okay. All right. Agreed. Especially all they do is throw to DK. That's about it. Hollister, Lockett here and there. Yeah. I'm down 36 points. I have Tyreek Hill, Chase Claypool, and my opponent has Eric Ebron left. Will I win?
It'll be close. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, Tyreek could definitely win it by himself.
Right.
As you've seen it.
So could Chase. Chase could have another 4-touchdown game for whatever reason. You never really know.
Yeah.
Eric Ebron's not gonna, I think, get more than like 15 to 20 points. I can imagine on his best day.
I feel like he'd probably get like 10. So
Right.
you have a good shot. It'll be close, and you'll be sweating it out, I'm sure.
Right. Can you trust Clyde Edwards, or should I flex Deebo Samuel?
Giggs, who would you go, Clyde or Debo?
I would play Deebo Samuel.
I go Debo.
All right, Aaron, we're saying Deebo. I think Giants have a legit D. The Giants players, and I've seen a lot of fans saying that people don't understand how good this defense is getting. But again, it's late in the season. Can they translate it to next year? That's really the question. Do you think Kittle will be back this season or next week? This or next week?
Fantasy, I'll say it again. Fantasy Doctor said he predicts him to be back for week 15. I mean, I'm not a medical doctor, but he is, and he said week 15 he thinks he'll be back. So if you're going to be making the playoffs, I think he's an add on your bench if he is available in your leagues. Put him on your bench.
Flex 1, Chase Claypool, Juju, Ayuk.
Is this PPR?
Van, is this PPR? We'll answer that once you reply. Who can I scoop as a flex? Jay Freddo, we don't really we don't know who's available. Just give us some people for running back and tight end.
Is it,
and
are you talking about this week? Is it for this week or like next week? Let us know.
What did you guys think about Watson? He could move the ball downfield pretty well to the end zone, and Aaron, that fourth quarter was a heartbreaker. I've always thought Deshaun Watson's legit as they come ever since I watch him in the title game. I've been saying that for years. So I have
Yeah,
nothing new
he
to
had
say
a really
about him.
good. He had a really good game against a tough defense. He'll be fine.
Yeah, he week to week. I trust him. They got to have at least 6 teams in the playoffs. I have a 12-man league.
They usually do. Is it not 16 or what? How many teams is it? 4? Usually it's 6 teams.
Debo or Deontay. My opponent has Tyreek Hill. I don't think either of them are going to see that type of production you might see from Tyreek today. If that's what you're trying to
I'd go.
outscore him.
I go Deontay.
Yeah, if I'm going Deontay. What do you guys
Who
think?
would you guys go?
I would go Devo.
Debo.
Who'd you go, Ryan?
What do you want me to say, dude? I can't answer these questions.
Dude, you can't say anybody that's not a Steeler. You're not allowed.
No,
All
I
right.
think it's close, and I tell you, we have my fantasy crush is Debo Samuel. But I mean, the Bills' defense is solid. I'll say Deontay.
It doesn't really. I don't know what to expect from anybody this week in terms of both those games myself, so I can't say one way or the other. Next game between Colts and Houston, you think Jonathan Taylor may be worth a start or too much of a risk? I think he'll be fine.
Wait, next week. Wait, next game between.
Colts next game, so I don't think that's next week. Let's look, unless it is. Let's look.
No, it's not. Because they just played.
Next week. It's the 20th. Yeah,
Oh, 2 weeks.
They play. Yeah, they play twice in 3 weeks.
Yeah, I would fire up Jonathan Taylor.
That's why there's a lot of like the playoff picture right now after last week. I was saying like it could
He had a
change
really
a
good
lot
game,
these
didn't
next
he?
few weeks. Yeah, he did. He had a really good game.
Houston's terrible against the ground.
Yeah.
I mean, they're god awful.
They're just
against.
bad in general. They're a bad team. Where is this? It's okay. I made a bad decision to start Booker. Yeah, good job.
Hey, a lot of people were burned by it. Don't feel bad.
T. Higgins, Robbie Anderson, or Curtis Samuel. T. Higgins, listen, we were basically saying to sell on him that after Joe Burrow went down, we weren't sure if he was going to do it. Weren't we saying Tyler Boyd would probably be the guy for them moving forward?
I mean, Tyler Boyd had a pretty good game.
Yeah,
Well,
but
he got
So we got
ejected.
it.
we basically said T. Higgins is a no start moving forward. We felt that way.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
He's a stud.
He is. He's I put Kenyon Drake over Gibson. MP leave. Half PPR, and that's 4 teams for me. Oh, half PPR for Van. So Chase Claypool, Juju, or Ayuk.
I'll let you guys answer that because it's either I would put it between the two Steelers receivers.
Yeah, I mean,
Wait, where's this question at? Oh,
it's
right there.
Van,
Okay.
yeah.
I see.
If it was Debo, that'd be a much harder question. But with Ayuk,
Higgins, I'd go Robbie Anderson.
Yeah, for that one, I would say Robbie Anderson. But for the Steelers, 2 wide receivers questions, who? Yeah, I'll leave that to you too.
Wait, where is
I
this
guess
question?
we didn't
Oh,
have
right
an answer.
there.
Yeah.
I don't know what question this is. I don't see it.
It says Flex 1, Chase Claypool, Juju, Ayuk, half PPR. It's Van, V-A-N.
Yeah, Ty, I couldn't see some earlier.
All right, well, it's here, so just answer it.
Yeah,
Oh, that one. It's PPR, half PPR. I'd probably go Juju. Juju has a good matchup in the slot this week.
And also our answer, my email to your question was what? What did you guys say, Robbie Anderson? Is that who you liked out of T. Higgins?
Yeah,
and
that's
Curtis
who I
Samuel?
like.
Okay. If Galladay is back next week, do y'all trust starting him after all the injuries?
Yes.
That is our Detroit Lions beat reporter, and he likes Galladay this week. Deontay Johnson, Scary Terry McLaurin, or Cooper for the win. And need to pick one. Help.
I'd say it's tough.
I
I go.
with Nelson being out. I think Terry's good for like 80 yards and a touchdown this week. So it's whether you value that over Deontay Johnson.
I like Deontay. I just feel like Ben loves him. He gets a ton of work.
I think he's due if he catches every ball. He's due.
He would have had a really good game
10
last week.
receptions
Yeah,
a
if he
week.
didn't drop if he didn't drop like 6 passes last week, he would have had a really good game.
But it was a weird week for everybody, and everybody talks about that, and that's a fact.
I would start Deontay, but Kirsty, pick whoever you want, just not Cooper. I'd rather go a Scary
That's what I
Terry.
was going to say. Pick between Johnson and Scary Terry.
Yeah, don't go
Yeah.
Cooper.
Yeah. Yeah, so go ahead and get back into the anything else we want. Did you guys want to talk
Okay.
about
Well, let's do
the
this real
Rams
quick.
game?
No, let's just go through. Just make sure we get it done. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to ask any other questions. But let's go ahead and just get into the Denver game real quick. Let's do first touchdown scorers. So first touchdown scorers. Has anybody looked? I had Russell Wilson starting one league and Justin. That's awful. That's terrible. Optimize. I feel bad for you, buddy.
Jeez.
So first touchdown score. Does anybody have it ready?
I have not looked at it.
I think it's gonna be Larry Ogunjobi.
I'm taking a chance on Watkins. I think this is a Watkins. We talked about him a little bit earlier, but I like this second game back from being healthy. I like Watkins tonight a decent amount, so I'm tossing some money on him because his odds are pretty solid. I think it's plus 1,300 on DraftKings.
Yeah, it's the same on FanDuel as well. 1,300. And who do you like on the other side?
I'll just take I'll go Hamler.
Hamler. I'll say mine. I like Tim Patrick, and I actually think Tim Patrick. I'll say this. I think Tim Patrick on DraftKings is a very sneaky captain for this game. You got Denver. They're given what is it? Is it 12.5? Did we? Yeah, 12.5. So 12.5 underdogs. So passing the ball a ton, I think. Tim Patrick is a sneaky little captain over there, very cheap, and you can get like Mahomes and say Tyreek Hill in the same lineup and everything and have good players surrounding him. And then on the other side, for its first touchdown score, I'm going to say Kelsey. I think Kelsey's he's safe and he's just really solid.
I think it's gonna be it's Clyde. I think Clyde's gonna be the first touchdown scorer. That's it. I just think the Chiefs are gonna score first, and I think it's gonna be Clyde.
You're not even going to say one for Denver?
No, because they're not gonna score a touchdown.
What about you,
No.
Giggs?
If they actually score a touchdown, I think it'll probably be. I do like Patrick this week too. I think he might be the one that scores him a tutty. Maybe even Jerry Jeudy.
I have Tannehill. Is it time to bench Russell Wilson? I'll look at their schedule. Giggs, go ahead. Who do you think?
Yeah, my first touchdown for Denver will be Noah Fant at 2,000 odds on FanDuel. I don't know what it is on DK. I think that's pretty good odds for a first touchdown. And for Kansas City, I'm going to go Clyde.
It's 2,200 on DK. So if you
pretty
like that
good.
one, 2,200 DK. And who was did you say Clyde as well?
Yep, Clyde is my guy for Kansas City.
Okay.
Mira Clausen. I have Ryan Tannehill. Is it time to bench Russell Wilson? No, I think Tannehill just had a great matchup this week.
Tannehill's been really good this year too.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say it, but next week Russell Wilson gets the Jets at home, so I'd fire up Russell Wilson.
Yeah. I'm still starting Russell Wilson almost every week. I don't think
Well,
this
I
week
mean,
changes much. I think that again,
it's
we're talking about
close.
defenses though. Like they're going up against defenses that are just better.
Yeah, but let's talk about this real quick. Well, real quick, while I'm pulling this up, is there any other questions? I'm
I
gonna
did
pull
want to
this up.
say, Andrew, Stefano's here tomorrow at 7:30, not tonight. So if that's what you came to watch and not us, I mean, we get it. That's fine. But no, the Italian stallion will be here tomorrow.
I am already here.
I got Mahomes starting in my other league tonight. He better score more than 10 points. Listen, if his name ain't Big Ben Roethlisberger, he's not worth starting. That's all I gotta say. At least you have
keep going.
D-Wall. Sure.
Is there any other? Well, real quick, any player props that you guys like tonight as well? I like, me personally, one of my favorite player props, Drew Lock, 9.5 rushing yards. I like the over for that. That's one that I was looking at. I was looking at this.
10.5 now.
Oh, 10.5 now? Well, if you would have, no, yeah, well, I'm sorry. I could have said it earlier, but 10.5, I still like the over for it.
Same.
All right, let me just say this, okay? This is Russell Wilson's basically after week 9. So after week 9, 11 points, 20 points, 14 points, 16 points. Okay. Philly, Arizona in there. One of them was the Rams. Okay. This is Tannehill. Since after week 9, 10 points, 22 points, 19 points, 28 points. All I'm saying is pretty damn close. So I don't think it's crazy to start Ryan Tannehill each week. Like Russell Wilson was insanely efficient in the beginning of the season. It's no longer the case, but next week plays the Jets. I would play him over the Jets. Although you do have Tannehill playing Jacksonville next week. So which one truly has the
Yeah,
better
but
matchup?
my thing is when you look at a Tannehill matchup, are you looking at it as the run game may struggle today, so they may have to rely on Tannehill, or do you look at it as Tannehill's just going to throw? Because you know their game plan every week is not Ryan Tannehill's going to win us this game. It's Derrick Henry's going to run down your throat. So if they go and they play Jacksonville and he has 200 yards, Tannehill's only going to have like 70 passing yards and maybe a touchdown.
Well, I mean, not true because last time they just played Indianapolis and
That's
Ryan Tannehill still had 19 points.
Yeah, well, because they needed him. They needed him to produce. He has to against the
They
Colts.
blew out Indianapolis.
Well, yeah, they were probably trying to get ahead of it. I mean, I'd imagine. I mean, I'm just saying. But I'm not saying this is a week to week thing. I don't look at Ryan Tannehill as a guy who,
I think is
when making a
incredibly
playoff push, they are going to need Russell Wilson, and he's going to have to put up astronomical numbers to get this team into the playoffs. So
But
I
he
just
hasn't
think.
been.
No,
He
I
hasn't
know.
been
I
that good
agree. I mean, we
lately.
were just talking about it, but I do think he's going to
I
turn
think
it
against the
around.
Jets.
Yeah, and I think
But
that's going to be
it's-
a game that might set them right.
I will say this: if you're thinking about going Tannehill, I wouldn't blame you. Like Jacksonville is terrible. I mean, Kirk Cousins just had a really good game against them, and they've been crushed against the air all season long. Jacksonville has. So if you're really thinking about going Tannehill, I mean, I'm not going to try to talk you out of it. I think they're really good plays, both of them.
Well, let's not forget that Colin Cowherd insinuated that the Titans are better than the Browns, and
The Browns?
the Browns and the Titans are both better than the Steelers. But then you saw what happened today. Hey, let's just leave it to that. That's why you don't watch national media anymore. That's why you watch the Aspire Sports Show, and that's why you need to like this if you're watching right now and you haven't already, and subscribe. Let's catch up in the chat. Thanks, said Mira Clausen. No problem. Anything we can do to help? Tim Patrick or Le'Veon Bell?
You guys already know who I'm going to go. If I have a crush, it's
love
Tim Patrick. He's my boy. I love him.
The thing that pisses me off is DK gets 9 catches and like 120 yards. He gets a post on Bleacher Report, ESPN. Yeah, puts up. Oh, D-Wall puts up 13,202 and don't get a single post. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. I mean, that's just how. So he's definitely a Raiders fan, right?
Oh, okay. I
MP?
was gonna say 13. It's 13 receptions, 200 yards. That's
Yeah.
That's because that's what Waller's stat line was.
13,000 in a game. Holy shit!
Yeah, I was like, well, I thought he was talking about like a basketball
career?
player got like that many career points. So I was like, what the fuck is he talking? But no, okay, now I get it. Yeah, no, that's true. Darren Waller went off today. Absolutely went off. Sound advice sounds like a bit of a toss up. Thanks, guys. I don't. Yeah, I guess. It's just nobody expected Russell Wilson to be this bad to the point where you're considering benching him in fantasy. Like that's a little bit crazy. I would have never guessed that bad, but who knows? Why aren't people giving the Seahawks the same treatment that they gave the Steelers for barely beating bad teams? Exactly.
Don't give Kyle the
Or when the Raiders needed a game-winning
Just
score
taking
against
the
one of the.
bait.
I mean, to be fair though, like the Seahawks defense is atrocious. So I don't think there's much of a comparison. But listen, Russell Wilson can have a game like he had today, and people will still praise him on the media tomorrow. But
Yeah,
nobody
no.
will
Next
talk
week
about
when he
Big
plays the
Ben.
Jets,
Yeah,
when he'll go off against. Oh my God, Russell Wilson
Yeah.
MVP,
right,
and then they'll forget all the other games.
right. And
So
it's not
Russell
even
Wilson,
just the Steelers; it's other teams too who don't get love.
I think he only has 3 or 4 passing touchdowns over the past 4 games.
How many picks?
He has 4 passing touchdowns over the past 4 games.
How
He
many-
has
I
one
think
pick.
it's 3. I think he has 3 picks over the past 4.
Yeah, he had 2 today.
Yes, 3 picks. So over the past 4, he has 4 passing touchdowns and 4 interceptions, or 3 interceptions. Yes, over the
That's
past
pretty
4.
good.
And he's averaging 235 passing yards. We'll round it up. So,
But
yeah,
they don't.
I would definitely entertain Tannehill over him at this point.
They have to have a negative turnover differential at this point too.
Well, and that's okay. One game was against the Rams. Okay, then the next game was against Arizona. Arizona's not like that great in my opinion, and that was on a Thursday night, and they were missing a bunch of guys too. Then against Philadelphia, is Philadelphia that good?
Juggernaut. They're a juggernaut. Yeah.
And then the Giants, who the Giants definitely they deserve some respect. That defense is pretty good.
What
I hope
happened
people
to-
put money on the Giants to win the NFC East when we told them to, like 3 weeks ago, and they were still at like 2 wins.
What happened to Fulgham?
Alshon Jeffrey. I think the issue with the Eagles at this point is they have like a love for certain players, and they're paying Alshon Jeffrey so much money where they feel like they need to put him on the field. Because if you look at this dude's, if you go and just look up his contract, it's like disgusting that you think Alshon Jeffrey is getting that much money, and we're making what we're making for doing next to the same thing as sitting on our ass and doing nothing. He dresses up in a uniform every week and he makes just millions of dollars.
It's literally
real
like
quick,
him and
Elliott
Sammy
or
Watkins.
Dobbins. Who would you guys go, Elliott or Dobbins?
Dobbins.
I go
Dobbins.
JK. I'm playing. I go JK. What's up, Terrell? Too nice. Terrell, too nice. I gotta say, was hanging out on the stream last night, watching me play in some video games.
Are we gonna do that
was
tonight?
talking. So Terrell, I do appreciate you. I appreciate you.
Did you want to
we'll
play
see.
tonight? Yeah. What,
It'll be late. 'cause the
tune in
game.
maybe if we might be live possibly.
I'm
If you
playing
guys
Rest
get
against the
Warzone, we
Jets.
can play together. All 3 of us.
We could try
We
it
could
out.
probably do that.
Well, it didn't work for me last time I tried it, so I'll have to try it again.
I'm playing Rest against the Jets, but if he flops, I'm dropping him so fast. He should have a good game. I mean, if Derek Carr can put up, like, what is it, 30-some points? How many points was it? 32
He's a
points.
beast. He's a
He
beast.
should have. Also, Dobbins or Gibson, would you flex over McLaurin over any, or would you flex McLaurin over any? So, would you flex McLaurin over Dobbins or Gibson?
I'd do McLaurin and Dobbins and sit Gibson.
And sit Gibson? I'd probably do the same. But if you're, who would you start then? Gibson or Zeke?
I don't like that one as much. I guess Zeke.
Yo, MP might have said.
Who would you
No.
go, Giggs?
I'd probably go Zeke.
Zeke?
Isn't this for the Gibson one?
What?
If it's
I think it's a
Mostert
parlay for the
Gibson, I'm
people.
going Mostert all day.
Well,
but I
it's the
know
same.
we're talking about the Dobbins Gibson.
Yeah,
Or
it's
would you
Terrell
flex
too
McLaurin?
nice. So I'm assuming he has Dobbins, Gibson, Elliott. I'm assuming, unless these are
Yeah.
2 different
No,
teams.
yeah, that's what I think.
So what's the order that you would go in with those guys? I'd probably go Dobbins. I'd probably go Elliott and then Gibson, honestly. Is what I
For
would
the
go.
running backs or out of every player, because I'd probably Terry McLaurin's
Yeah, I was
probably my
gonna
favorite
say,
out of all of them.
I might go Dobbins Terry for me.
Yeah,
and
well, that's
Gibson,
what
Elliott.
I was just ranking the running backs. But yeah,
Yeah.
for all of them, I would go Dobbins, Terry, Zeke, and then Gibson, in my opinion.
Yeah, I guess Zeke's gonna see more volume than I think. Well, Gibson, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen with him.
I think Steelers are going to lock down the run. He just has to score a touchdown, which he certainly can because he has been on every 12 rushing attempts. He's scored a touchdown. That's pretty nuts. I had a horrible season this year. I'm 8-4 in all 3 leagues. So many injuries and flops. I'm 8-4 in all 3 leagues. That's pretty good though, including Saquon. That's not bad though. Are you in the playoffs then? I'm assuming. No wonder LeBron called
Yeah,
DK Mini
for real. No, it's true. Oh, hey, little Bronny, he played basketball today. Look at all these 500 pictures we took. Here's 6 more emojis. That's ridiculous.
Dude, I'm getting this stuff sent to me. On the final play for that Raiders game, the Jets sent 8 people in on a blitz, and didn't get to Derek Carr unless single coverage across the
That's
board.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
that's so stupid. I don't understand. That makes no sense.
That's
It's like they were trying to lose.
it's like when
Yeah.
you know it's time for Adam Gase to go. Like, how do you even allow that?
Well,
Like,
I'm sure it was. Isn't it Greg Williams?
Yeah,
Like, he's,
but you gotta like if you're Adam Gase, you're thinking don't blitz 8 guys. Like, what the fuck are you thinking on 0 coverage? Like, why wouldn't you prevent? It makes no
oh, okay.
sense.
So it's 2 different teams. Okay, so I would go Dobbins. We would go Dobbins, and then Dobbins or Gibson, or would you flex over? So I would go McLaurin over Gibson, and then Dobbins. I think we basically came to an agreement. So
Mostert
How
or
would you get the
Gibson?
parlay for the people?
Mostert or Gibson? Mostert.
Mostert, yeah.
Yeah.
Lost to the number one
did.
guy by less
Most
than
hosts.
half of a
Yes.
point and fell behind. 2 other losses were the. Oh man, that's the worst.
did.
Those are the absolute worst when you lose like half of a point. I mean, I want to talk about wanting to just break some shit. That's what I want to do. Anytime that happens, I just get so pissed off. Yes. So did you guys like any other player props? Have you guys looked at it?
I like Clyde rushing yards and receiving yards combined over. I think it's like 64.5.
I'm slightly nervous for Clyde.
You're
If it's
nervous for Clyde?
Yeah, I mean, the sickness, I know it's not COVID, but I mean, like, if it starts acting up mid-game, that dude could just get pulled and Le'Veon can just take over completely. So I'm a little nervous doing anything that, like, numbers would suggest that he needs to be playing a full game.
Or you're worried he'll have to run in and take a shit or something?
Yeah, something like that. Take a shit, go, like, puke or something. Yeah, I just, like, nervous.
Vince Williams. On that, Kyle, remember that? Or no, it was Lawrence Timmons.
Yeah,
That's
it was
who
Lawrence Timmons. Yeah.
Literally mid-game, just
It was against the Dolphins in
oh,
the playoffs.
yeah, it was against the
wasn't
Dolphins in the playoffs. Literally mid-game, just lifts up his helmet a while on the field and just pukes all over the place and puts his
Just puts
helmet
it back
back
on and keeps playing.
Just keeps going. And it was around the Ebola outbreak is when that all happened. So everybody was making fun of Ebola. Anyways, continue.
No, I like Hamler. You like Tim Patrick out of those receivers. I think we all agree we don't love Judy as much today. But if we're
There's gonna
talking
be
someone
one
as
of them.
first yards, yeah, it's one of them, and I like Hamler. Is my preference. And his over under for yards is 33.5. So I like the over for 33.5.
Well, I like Judy, but I'm just saying in terms of like, because I'm just looking at a price point. Like Judy's a little bit more expensive than Tim Patrick, and I think Tim Patrick, there's going to be garbage time, unless you think Denver has a chance in this game. Do you guys think Denver has a chance?
No.
Giggs,
Unless-
do you think so?
Unless Kansas City just
I
doesn't
think it
show
can be
up.
an interesting game, but I don't think they have a chance of winning.
But let's be real. After watching Oakland today, do you think they're that much better than Denver?
Whenever 2 interdivision teams play, you can't count them out. Doesn't matter. Unless you don't have a starting quarterback like last week for Denver, I'm not going to just write them off because it's Kansas City.
Yeah. I think this game's at Kansas City, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Home games don't count this year.
No, but I think Denver does. I think Denver's like the only place,
Okay,
just
true.
because of the altitude and everything. But other than that, I don't think that they matter. But
I lost to the number 1 guy by less than half a point and fell behind. 2 other losses were the same Cowboys fan. Oh, that sucks. I didn't make the playoffs because the dude who beat me in week 1 beat me by 0.2
that's
points.
terrible.
Can we talk about that real quick? In fantasy drafts or fantasy leagues, do you think the tiebreaker should be head-to-head or points scored?
What do you mean?
Like tiebreaker for
Head-to-head.
standings going into the playoffs. I have somewhere it's head-to-head and somewhere it's points scored. Like whoever has the most points scored wins the
I feel like-
tiebreaker.
Points scored, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. But some of mine are head-to-head and I can't stand it.
But how's it had to? Oh, like if you play that same team, you're saying?
Yeah. Like
Okay.
if you played them during the season.
That's dumb.
Yeah, that is pretty
Yeah.
stupid. I don't like that. Down 40. I have Dobbins, Fant, and Deontay. Can I make it into the playoffs? I think it's doable. I mean, does it happen? Who knows? But I think those guys could definitely get it pretty damn close for you. I don't think that you're out. Should I trade Russell Wilson for another RB? My RB is Drake, and I have Damian Harris. I mean, definitely, if you can. I mean, Russell Wilson, I mean, he's definitely like more of a buy low guy right now. So I'm sure somebody would be interested in him. Just ask around. It depends
Talk
on
them
what
up.
you get.
Talk them up when you're talking about offers too. It's
Until
just
next
like,
week, he plays the Jets. So
yeah.
appetizing. Let's see. We got CH or Claypool. What do you guys think?
I'm gonna go
Let's go.
Claypool. I mean, I'm gonna stick to what I've been saying. I don't love CEH tonight, even though I'm playing him. I'm considering playing Le'Veon Bell over CEH. I know they have like 2
Oh,
minutes to make the decision,
that's
but
bold.
I'm that nervous about CEH for real.
What do you think, Giggs? CH
I
or
don't mind
Claypool?
CEH. I'm not so concerned with him being sick. I know if you look at his box score recently, he's not been that great, but I can see him having a decent game here today. They might not have to pass a lot, so I don't mind CEH.
And that's non-PPR, so you're hoping I would go Claypool just because he's kind of like Pittsburgh's touchdown guy, really.
If it's no P, my bad, I didn't see that. No PPR, I would go. Oh wait, no,
It
go
might be
CH.
CEH, yeah, he might even get in for a touchdown as well. That's really tough. For me, I'd probably go CH, yeah, because I feel like just a better offense. They'll probably be in more scoring opportunities and no PPR, so you're just hoping basically for a touchdown. So I'd go CH as well. Raiders didn't have Jacobs. He's trash anyways. I'm just kidding. MP, he's not trash, but hey, they played the Jets. Okay, I think that they can beat the Jets without Jacobs
Oh
back
my
there.
God, they beat the fucking Chiefs.
It was
They
a
don't need
miracle they
Josh
won.
Jacobs to do
It
that.
was a miracle. It was terrible. A terrible play
Yeah.
call by Greg Williams. Hey, maybe he's like, please God, get me out of here. Get Gase out of here. Maybe
You know,
this will help us both get fired.
I told Cruz like the game was basically over. It looks like Jets are gonna win. I was like, don't worry, dude. They don't want the win. They want the first
Right.
pick. Like
True.
you're gonna win somehow.
That's true too. Maybe like, God, we need Trevor Lawrence here.
How many times though is it?
Do you think they ever catch themselves like during the game? They're just like, oh fuck, we're actually like winning. Like what should we do?
It's just crazy to me. Like how many
Uh,
times until you finally just say,
Real quick, I have Tyreek Hill, Amari Cooper, Deontay Johnson versus Zeke, Ebron, Cole Beasley. My chances of winning are winner of this gets $100. I'd say your chances, if you have those guys, your chances are pretty good. You're down 6 points. I would say chances are pretty good of winning if
you
you
know,
have Deontay and those. Hold on, real quick. Best place to start sports betting. In my opinion, the best place is probably FanDuel. And I'll say this. FanDuel, in my opinion, number one, has the best customer service. And like
100%.
so if you need like something taken care of, you can hop on. They have chats. So like fucking DraftKings does it by email and it takes so long. So if something gets messed up, you're not going to have it done probably within a week. So 100% FanDuel, and also in my opinion, they have same game parlays. It's so cool, and they just do so many cool promotions. Like they do parlay insurance, so you do same game parlay. Bet $10, you get $10 back if you lose it like once a week. So
25 right now, and it's once a day. Up to
so
25 once a day. You just got to miss only one leg. Yeah.
well, I'm saying because they do like the once a week too, where it's like you bet $10 and it doesn't even matter if you get like you could get them all wrong and they give it back to
Right.
you. I think
Yeah,
it's
that's
just a
some that
credit.
randomly shows up sometimes. Yeah, I don't. They're like hit and miss with that kind of stuff because I've gone back where I'm like, why did I not get its customer
Yeah.
service to be like, yeah, you didn't miss only one leg. So they're wishy washy with that. But optimize if you're going to start sports betting on either FanDuel or DraftKings, let Tyler refer you so you both get money.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care. You guys, I don't need to. I don't sports bet that much.
all right, well, let's wrap it up.
Yeah, wrap it up real quick. Predictions. Let's do it. Who's winning tonight? Don't make me pick the Broncos. I always have to pick the team that nobody picks.
No
My
one has
record's
to pick
terrible.
the Broncos.
Nobody's telling you to pick that team.
Yes, you have to, or else we're gonna show up on Twitter. Hey, look at these assholes. They all didn't
No, there's
pick
no
us.
visual. No
Yeah,
one can
there's no
screenshot.
visual.
There's no visual.
They'll capture it with our voices.
Maybe we'll start doing that for the primetime shows. We'll
All
just
right,
get a
fine. Then I'll
logo.
just say I'll go KC. I'll start it off. KC, I'd say KC I'll say it's a little bit closer-ish. I'd say KC 20. I'll say 30. Oh, jeez, it doesn't even sound enough. I'll say 30 to 21. KC.
I'm gonna say 30-10 KC.
I was gonna say 35-20. I think they're just gonna get Broncos are gonna get some garbage time points.
What about you, Gigs?
34-21.
Oh, come on.
We have a question in there, I think.
Shame.
Yep.
I feel like I could have won some serious money if I was able to play. Hell yeah! And we give you some good bets. You just gotta gamble responsibly. That's the biggest thing. Is you might win some one week and you're like, "Fuck, I'm on a roll." Next week I'm gonna bet a little bit more. Don't do it. Don't fall into the trick. Just set a limit each weekend how much you're gonna bet, and then you'll be good. I already have bye week and playoffs. Is it wrong for me to take Tyreek out of my lineup and lose on purpose so the worst team makes it in the play? Uh, oh man, that's a little sketchy. I mean, hey, you do what you need to do. If you think you have a good chance against that person, then or whatever the case may be, go for it. There's no morality in fantasy. I will say this: the fantasy gods may not like that, so keep that in mind. The karma may not be on your side, so I wouldn't just because I don't want the karma. But if you're like fuck the karma, I don't care about the karma. I'll be fine. Then do it.
Karma never met her. Never heard of her.
Imagine Mahomes gets injured tonight. That would change the landscape of the entire league if Mahomes got hurt.
He's gonna get COVID this week.
You think so?
Deontay
gonna
or
predict it.
Debo? Deontay. We already did one earlier like that.
All right. So with that being said, are we gonna do 2 shows tomorrow then? We'll just do it. Let's do 2. Well, if you guys can't do
Before the Steelers, I can't do that one.
Oh,
right,
that's
I can-
fine.
I'm-
You
I'm
just
on
don't
for
want to.
Stefano.
That's fine.
I work.
No, we get it. It's an NFC East team, and
Gigs, can you do the Steelers one?
Oh yeah.
All right, so we'll be live twice tomorrow. We'll have one for the Steelers game, and then for the San Francisco game, Stefano's going to be here. I'm really
And don't
excited. I
forget-
can't wait to see him.
We also have been streaming video games lately. We might be live tonight or throughout the week, so tune in then.
And if you guys want to see any type of video games, listen, it's not like you come in and check for the gameplay because the gameplay is not that good, okay? But we'll come in there, we'll talk fantasy, we'll talk football, whatever the hell you want to talk about. That's what we're there for. Pick our brains, whatever you want to do. Hey, I have this offer. Should I take it? So that's what the plan is and you get to mix video games. Maybe you're like, fuck, I don't like video games, whatever the case may be. You get to talk while we're live. So with that being said, thank you all so much for tuning in. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. Don't miss Stefano. He's going to be here. I know Andrew was a little disappointed. He was like, fuck, you guys are here again? Where's Stefano?
Damn it.
He left. He's like, I'm getting the hell out of here. So thank you and good luck. Good luck, guys, the rest of the week. See ya.
Good luck.
Bye.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.